from your position 4 or 5, like this is one of those heroes that just opens up a different strategical pathway for you. You can have this one split pusher, position 4 most likely. The Life Stealer is really strong versus Doom. And then in the second phase that we caught up to, finally, we see the Tiny and the PA on one side versus the Phoenix and the Viper on the other. So what's really important to mention is that PA was picked first, so Viper instantly picked as a response in that second phase, as you can break both of her passives with Nether Toxin. Tiny overall and Doom aren't really that great versus Life Stealer, as they do feed him a lot of his HP back once he hits you, right? And he hits you quite hard too. And also keep in mind that they don't have any ways of dealing with Phoenix's egg either. Well, PA with the blink, it works differently now. She has that attack speed, right? So perhaps that. But they do have the Oracle to purge down any dots that Phoenix has going for him. And also there isn't a lot of control coming from Navi to help that Phoenix. So I believe this should be position 5 Phoenix, as Soneko, he did used to play a lot of that a long time ago. I think it was even the first iteration of Navi when he played that Phoenix on 5. All right. Thanks for listening, chat. My monologue is done.
We're done. Bye. That's the cast. See you later.
I'm just done.
Passing you across to you. We're done with the draft. Panel's done. Passing you over to your casters for the game. Kill a pigeon and list. Oh, wait. I see how this works.
Oh, wait. We have no panel. It's just us.
Oh.
Damn.
No, I should have asked for more. We should have asked. Well, we're here anyway. You know, you look at this draft right now for Empire, and we mentioned how the Phoenix could get screwed over a little bit. You relegated to 5, but it is still an egg against a lineup that doesn't actually have that much attack speed other than the PA right now. Everyone else in this team attacks incredibly slow. Painfully slow, in fact.
Exactly. No control, but at the same time, it's not really truly necessary to have too much control. So you can even put this Phoenix on position 3. I'm just wondering if that's what they want to do, because Soneko just loves the hero on 5 a lot. At the same time, I won't mind seeing it on 3 in this particular match. It's quite decent versus PA and Oracle lane. It's not really the worst lane for Phoenix either. But they can opt to go for something tankier versus the PA on that lane, maybe crush her even harder, and they go for Axe.
Hey, this isn't NA, by the way. This is probably not going to be your POS 5 Axe. This is likely the offlane Axe.
Who was it?
Envy that started that trend.
And I mean, who was it that I was talking to on Major? Was it Arzik? Was it someone from VP or Jabs from Fnatic or someone like that? But we were discussing why Axe isn't picked a lot, and it's because the hero isn't really in the good spot right now, in the best spot. It was a team that picked LC in any case, because LC pretty much serves the same purpose with the ulti and the blade mail. And versus the PL, you can have Axe too. With that call, with the blade mail, it works really well versus the PAs. She can kill herself. At the same time, in that laning stage, it can be a little bit problematic for the Axe. But if he has a decent enough of a time, he can be really strong here. So if Team Empire recognizes this and Trillians versus Axe just shuts him down, it's very hard for him to actually be a hero later on, which is why Axe isn't picked as often. His comeback is very slow and usually non-existent. What this Axe does give them is another way of helping that egg out, as you can always call after the egg, which used to be one of the best combos with Phoenix before. So I like the draft of Navi. It has a lot of synergy. It has some counters to the PA in the form of Viper. You have Lifestealer versus the Doom and the Tiny. Overall, also Axe versus Oracle. So they responded fairly well to Team Empire, but Team Empire, with this that Prophet, should have a decent enough of a lane versus Magical on mid. That Prophet shouldn't really struggle way too hard there whatsoever.
And also, it's Viper on dire side, so you can't cut the trees and get that double farm.
And you have some tempo control by that Prophet. It's a hero that's going to enable you to go take down these towers a bit earlier.
Interesting, the point you brought up with your discussion about Axe and Blade Mail and him and Legion Commander. It's an interesting way to look at Blade Mail, right? Because for a lot of heroes, you see Blade Mail as complementary, whereas they're so definitive of Axe and Legion Commander. The power spikes it's not a variable you'd like to have. It's a necessity to really spike up and take control of the game. So and it's not an item you can get too early, right? Axe, he's probably going to want the Vanguard and the Blink first. Legion is going to want Blink, and a lot of Legions at the moment want something like a Drums as well. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
If they can exploit that, we'll see if they can actually punish that, because Tiny, he can apply a lot of pressure to an Axe. Axe, of course, it doesn't really feel like it has any leverage in the lane until about level 3, right? Because you want either 2 points of the Battle Hunger or enough damage in the spin to deter people from attacking you.
The thing is, you can't go for Battle Hunger. Like, if you're playing versus King R and his Oracle, you're basically shooting yourself in the in the leg if you go for that, right? So you're gonna have to go for spin in that lane at least.
Of course, the
Maybe
current
perhaps.
spin, not that
Yeah,
good compared
perhaps.
to the old one.
Yeah, perhaps just use that spin and creep skip. But with Soneko, are they gonna? I wonder how they're gonna lane this. I mean, what's good about Phoenix as a support is that you can basically lane anywhere. But what's also not so good about Phoenix is the fact no matter where you lane, you're not really a strong lane. That's just the way the hero works. It's like, especially on support, you need levels to this hero compensates for what he lacks in the laning stage afterwards in team fights and afterwards in rotations where he is really strong. But in the laning stage, he got buffed a bit, but he's really still not one of the better supports out there.
Probably one of the best examples of a support that you see it picked and you look at the heroes and you go, I'm not sure if this is a support. We're waiting to see which player is playing which, because it is greedy. It's super greedy. I mean, I think if I had to categorize, it is maybe top 5 in terms of typical supports that are greed focused, because you need so much XP. It's like when people trying to justify Omni Knight as a support, and you're like, well, we can't. He needs all this XP. He doesn't really give you presence on lane. I mean, you do get decent harass out of Phoenix, but you're also incredibly vulnerable.
Well, there's one upside for Phoenix. Yeah, he doesn't really pressure anyone that hard on the lane as a support, not too hard at least. But at the same time, it's very hard for anyone to pressure Phoenix or zone him out of a lane. So if you're in a situation in which you need someone to take over that lane, Phoenix is gonna do a fairly good job no matter what, as he's gonna be able to just dive out if any aggression happens in most situations, right?
Yeah, and that's why they're putting him on this lane with Axe, right? Because if you put a Shaman down here, we see what happens with the Axe typically. For a while, we kept seeing it a lot. Is he cuts between the two towers. The support is stuck here with the carry. If you're a Shaman, you get ran down, but a Phoenix will always have that escape from level 2. Or almost always. Depends if he gets greedy and tries for a kill that fails. It's working favorably so far. They did get the deny on the range creep. Nicely done by King R there. And, they actually TP'd down the Tiny as well. So they are committed to this lane heavily.
I like this from Empire. Like, Doom, you can leave him on his own. Madden can suffer. As long as you completely destroy Blizzy's game, I think that's fine for you. As Blizzy, if you give him a free farm on this side, if you give him a good time, he's gonna carry this game. He's gonna put every single member of NaVi on his red back, and he's gonna roll down the Ancient of Empire. I'm telling you right now, this guy on Axe is really good.
Previous game, he was crushing the spirits of his opponents. This game, he would just force them to pull. Mid lane looking right now. Decent start for Viper, actually. 5-3, 3-4 on Kodos on this Death Prophet, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Viper. He's never gonna lose the lane super hard, right? At the same time, Death Prophet has a decent matchup here, so he shouldn't be having too many problems either. Missing a few last hits there, but with some regions sent to Kodos' Death Prophet, he should be alright.
Does this start, like, when we look to level 3, level 4, is there a slight swing in favor of one or the other?
Kodos should just have a slight advantage overall in this lane, but there is Chu rotating from behind.
Now Shackle's coming out, and that should be enough.
Yeah.
Kodos is going to go down, and they even give the kills across to Magical.
Yeah, usually that Prophet has... bottom lane, they do take down Blizzy, yeah.
Perfect time to do it then, because that would have been pretty awkward if that had been the first blood.
Yeah, overall, like, that Prophet, as I said before, should have the hardest lane here, should have a slight advantage, I believe. but that first blood from Viper is gonna help him a lot. He's gonna. I mean, it's just an invis rune that Shu got. You know, there isn't a whole lot that you can do as a mid laner there.
The classic experience right now. Probably the best rune a support can get when trying to rotate mid right now is that invis rune.
Definitely.
Ace, you see him coming daytime, DD, so what? The invis rune, especially for a hero like Shaman, that's just an easy kill.
Yeah, just helped him get in position to use his shackles properly. And I really like that Empire, however, even losing that Prophet, they're still keeping this tri-lane on the bottom lane. They're just focused on making Blizzy's life as hard as possible, and they're focused on having both Suneko and Blizzy under-leveled and under-farmed.
Paying off as well. You look at Doom top, Madden's up to level 4 already. Being precious.
And he's alone. And he's alone too, so you have to realize that.
And this is really... not even with the Sata creep. He hasn't got that ridiculous regen. They just can't harass him out at all.
Soneko did one good play though, however. He stacked up for Axe. And because of that, Blizzy, no matter what happens on... should have some farm at least. He has a 4 stack. But Seiyu, he's rotating in. He's gonna be like, hey man, not gonna let you get all this experience on your own.
He get most of it before Seiyu got him range.
Yeah, he did. He did. He's level 3.5 almost already.
Neko being chased down. Seiyu has the toss across. Was the neutral creeps. They want some assistance from the creeps in the jungle, and it will be enough.
Yeah, it was a good plan. I like that plan a lot. Like, I believe it was Kingar that pinging the Ancients, telling Tiny, yo, toss them on the Ancients. Ancients root him, then we finish him off. It's a good plan. Didn't work. They still do get the kill in the end, though, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, even if you end up getting him denied there, it would have been 30 seconds with the Axe definitely alone. So you get the big win, but there was even a small win there for them if the deny did occur. Rune's coming up. They're just going to make sure they can secure the bot ones. Meanwhile, Chu sneaks in for one top, but Madden's so confidently walking over to that rune. There's just nothing to stop this Doom right now. The hamper his lane of phase. Kodos is starting to get harassed out of his lane a little bit here. Kind of the indicative result of that first blood.
Yeah, when you do see the CS, like he's still keeping up with the Viper, even though even though he got the first blood, even though the help from the Rasta rotating in, that Prophet Kodos is still doing all right. The problem is there's Shadow Shaman lurking about, thinking about helping him once again.
If you do kill the Death Prophet the second time, does this lane become a little bit untenable? Because you will just be jumped by Viper the moment you show, right?
Not necessarily. You can still survive as that Prophet. You have Spirit Siphon to work with. And Magical has to be careful, actually.
Toss forward. Spirit Siphon out, but they're slowing themselves down by attacking him. He did reach level 6 as well. Gets under the tower, and they just abort.
Yeah, I think they maybe should have let Kodos initiate with Siphon instead of the toss. And now Seiyu might be in problems. There's a double damage on Rasta.
Well, you won't use it because of Shackles, but when the final hit comes out, it assures the kill goes the way of Magical. And he's getting closer and closer to that Athos.
Yeah, he actually has 2 crowns, but he's building into an Arcane Boots, it seems, after. So he's not gonna go for Insta Athos. But he should have it very fast, nonetheless.
Slow he is.
Yeah. Blizzy
don't blame him for boots.
Blizzy is 4 3/4. Like, he found his farm. As an Axe, he went to the jungle, farmed up the stacks that Soneko made for him.
They might thank King Ha here. He got a little bit greedy. Now, this Oracle could pay the price. Come the trees going for the TP away, but the Hex is there. Nice decision from Chu to rotate.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt, but with the rotation from Chu, that's super easy. I'm actually surprised just how well Doom has done on this top lane, because usually Nyx is considered one of those heroes that can deal with him, that isn't really bad at all versus Doom. But I think one of the reasons why he's doing well is this ice armor creep that he found. It's helping him quite a lot.
Oh, they invaded again, and now they're actually going to find it comes to Neko as well. Dream! He's sick of hitting creeps, decides to hit heroes and finds a double kill.
He's going for Battle Fury, actually. I'm not certain if I like that so much, but he does have heroes that are going to create space for him on the side of Empire, you have this Kodos, that Prophet with the ulti. You have the Doom as well, who's having a good time. So maybe you can greed out and go for that Battle Fury. But man, this game, if he had like some Desolator early on and just started rotating across the map with Doom buying Vlads or some utility, they could take control of the game very early on. But then again, it is a risky movement. It's always easier to go for one of these items that are going to allow you to scale really well no matter what.
Make sure you don't get punished if you screw up, because life's still going for that Midas. The variable you are going to be concerned about, though, is going to be that Viper. And you can already see a move coming in. They actually want to punish him and slow his farm down. Avalanche, toss across. They throw out the Doom without hesitation. He does buy out. So he almost has that ATOS, 800 gold away.
Yeah, they doomed him, and also Exorcism was used, so not the... I mean, they used a lot to kill that Viper and the tier 1 mid, but they do get him down, and they take that tier 1 very early on, with the first Exorcism, actually. I'm surprised Phoenix Soneko wasn't around mid, just slowing them down a little bit with Fire Spirits or whatnot. Just taking the creep wave away at least, or soaking up the experience. Instead, he was around bottom lane, which didn't really accomplish a lot for him and his team.
Quite smart from Empire, though, because you have to look at it from why they weren't there, right? Because Empire's been pressuring this triangle so heavily, and you can see it from the sentries that NaVi put down. They maybe were thrown off by that a little bit. They're expecting Empire to continue pressuring this area of the map. Case, though. Instead, now Empire's opened up most of the jungle by taking that tier 1 out of the equation.
Midas completed on Crystallize right now, 9 minutes 25 seconds in, so not really the fastest Midas we've seen today. That Nyx from the last game finished it at minute 5:20 or something, but he rushed it. He didn't go for phase boots or anything similar.
The phase boots haven't exactly paid off, though, as you mentioned earlier. Baden,
Yeah,
who you'd expect to be forced out of this lane, not at all.
Oh! The Purge was close. Like, Fortune's End now cancels port, obviously, with the changes to route mechanics. This time around, didn't really manage to catch him.
Thinking about going for Blizzy. They'll decide against it, though. The tower joining in might be a little bit too much. But they are setting up for a push. Exorcism off cooldown in 15 seconds. The question is, can you really defend this? I mean, Blizzy's standing here looking on, but he's not really in a position to argue with this push. His teammates might join in.
Well,
TP
there is
coming in.
Shadow Shaman porting in, yeah.
He doesn't
But this
have
is very
circles,
difficult.
though. Like, what would you even do here?
I think you need to wait for that 6 on Phoenix. He has the Tome bought in the base, but you need that 6 on Phoenix, and then you can actually fight around the egg. But not before. Fighting before is like, very problematic.
Now he's going to dive in, slow things down a little bit. Blizzy going to chase them away. Avalanche is defensively. Viper is here, magical. Thinking about going for the Viper Strike. Looks under Dream, who is Wayne. Phantom Strike away. They at least stop the push. Can't find
the
anything
Exorcism
for it.
was used. I expected something similar to happen on mid lane, right? With Phoenix a little bit lurking about, diving in, using Fire Spirits to stop the push. But instead, nothing like that happened. Instead, they just let the mid-tier 1 fall. I can't understand why they didn't do the same thing there. I guess they were just caught off guard, right?
Maybe this time around, they feel a little bit more weighted in that if they force Empire into a fight on the tier 1, they probably get the
top
turn
lane,
time.
though. Look at the top lane. There are rotations happening already.
Yep. Team coming out. Life still in a lot of trouble. These crits are doing a lot of work. The TP to Shrine from Blizzy is going to be a dive in. There's the egg going down. The Viper Strike out. They'll get the kill on the Lifestealer, but what will they give in return? Doom, he should tick out regardless. They drag Tiny towards the egg to make sure he gets stunned up, and now feel the burn. Trying to chase through. They won't be able to find another kill up there, but they do at least find the kill into Tiny, diving through the tower, through the trees rather, and Dream, he's been spotted. No TP for 30 seconds, no escape from this. It's just a matter of how much time you can waste.
Run.
Cut the trees. Keep going.
Oh,
That's too late. This should spell the end of the poor PA.
Yeah, he's just dead.
It's kind of awkward as well, right? Because usually in that scenario you go, he bought a lot of space, but I mean, he's going for a Battle Fury. He's the person that they need to be buying space for.
Yeah, definitely. He's the one you want to be creating space. Definitely want to be losing your PA at any given point in this game. Well, this time around, they lost the PA, but at the same time, they did take down Nyx just before. kind of evens itself out, I suppose. Egg was used, but at the same time, Doom was used. Kind of, I think it's an even trade in the end.
Probably happy that is NaVi, considering you had to react to the initial move as well. Beautifully read by Empire. I mean, it looked like they expected 1 or 2 TPs, but they just basically spearheaded straight towards Lifesteal's. No fear, no hesitation. Is what's next for Empire? You got to prioritize this top lane. You need to get rid of this tier 1. I mean, that whole situation doesn't go Navi's way if this tower is eliminated first.
Yeah, it's hard though. You don't have Egg for 15 more seconds. Magical has that Atos. Does Axe have Blink? Axe is going towards the side shop right now to get that Blink. Yeah.
Holla holla. Boy, Axe wants some dollar. He's found it. What did he do with it? He didn't even bother with the Vanguard in the end. I'm happy about this. Like, you won ahead.
Yeah, Empire, they can be in so many problems right now.
Well, they are. Look at this. 7 wards go down. They throw everything. There's the false promise coming out. Can they dive in and slow him down? Egg's going to be dropped. There's a jump in. Blizzy with a call. Locks them on the spot. And that might be 2 they're going to catch. Madden trying to move out of range. Gets caught long range with the stun. Same for King R. But he's healthy. Thanks to that false promise, he can just back away. They can't pursue because Doom is coming off cooldown in just a few seconds.
Alright, so they used the Egg. And the only thing that Empire responded with was Oracle's ulti. So that's quite a big escape by them there. The wards were used also by Shadow. 2 big ultimates used by 2 supports of NaVi.
This might be a commitment by Empire towards that top tier 1 now, seeing as they do have the exorcism.
Yeah, most certainly. They have the exorcism. They're going to just use it to force this tier 1. But NaVi, they're not going to give it away. They're still ready and waiting. You can see that they're in position to actually defend this tower. True is, if you only knew how close he was to them there.
I mean, if Madden only knew how close he was to cutting the right tree.
Yeah.
They just have to be careful, though, because of Blizzy.
Madden actually building into a Midas as well. Very greedy move by a Doom.
Might get punished. Atos coming out. X has been used. 5 strikes there. Hex as well. Madden going to be protected, though. They want that rune, and now he's charging forward. He does have the Doom. Does he throw it out, though? Does it even feel like it's worth it? Oh no, the cult! It's not good enough. The dunk doesn't get him. This call's gonna come up. Can they get the spins to dive through? Madden gonna get low, throws out the Doom though. Nax now in trouble. Hex on the DP, so can't chase through. Blizzy left behind. Dead 2 rights, and Chew, he'll be cleaned up as well.
I just can't believe that Doom managed to survive and how long he was alive. That fight. Like, they wasted so many spells, so much time trying to take him down as he just charged straight into them and still survived. I believe it's on the back of this ice armor that he has going for himself. Armor bonus 8, attack slow 20. Like, there's a lot of right-click damage as well from NaVi right there.
It's also the combo with that with the Fate's Edict from King R, just at the right moment. They're TPing in. They want to defend this. Avalanche going to come out, forces the Egg. Say you could try and move away, but the blink cool is there. I think he'll happily give his life for the Egg being on cooldown, though. Not so happy about the tower, though. It's
not the worst trade, but it's not really that great either. You don't really want to be dying as position at this point. You want to be getting kills and moving slowly towards your blink dagger. Right now, he's unable to do so because he has died 3 times in a row. So even though the Phoenix Egg has been used, I mean, it's fine for NaVi.
True, and you can't be feeling good about this considering you stopped off for a bracer. You know, you picked up this item along the way that should make you much harder to kill. Awkward when you're put in a position where you die like that.
Right now, though, there is a similar thing is happening to what was happening in that last game. And that's the fact that Crystallize is just farming DNC 0.3k gold, just slightly behind the PA, but that's due to towers taken, right? Due to objectives taken. So he's actually getting closer and closer to that relic. And they aren't really taking any objectives either.
They don't have an easy way of doing so. I mean, you're talking about Viper, he doesn't push well. You can shove the lanes with these heroes, but you can't hit towers. I
mean, Empire, even though Crystallize is just AFK farming, they aren't really pressuring or punishing that. One of the reasons why they aren't able to do that is the fact that PA is just farming away, getting towards that BKB of hers. She isn't really interested into fighting.
You really hate that Desolator. Wow, the wards for the Oracle kill.
The wards? Sure, really?
I'm not really sure that was necessary.
Well, like, it makes sure that you get the kill super fast and there's no response, right? But at the same time, you're gonna waste so much more time hitting this tier 1. If you had those wards here, it would be a much faster job, or you could even save those wards for the tier 2. So yeah, a little bit, I think unnecessary, but at the same time, sometimes you just don't want to take that risk in a game such as this one. There's a major on the lines.
They'll do anything to get to it. Start that off.
Yeah, it's a Disneyland, man. You want to get there. You want to go to Disneyland.
Yeah. Whether you win or lose, you've got something to look forward to. If you lose, you're going to get some fun interviews on the roller coasters. Cheer you on. Die through. Slow us down a little bit. Kodos did use the exorcism. If he doesn't get this tower, it's pretty troublesome for Empire. Moving in now. Sans comes out, but there's the Atos as well. Oh, they dropped the egg. They saw Madden moving in right now. Going to slow him down. Cool. Interrupted by the Yules, though. Madden looking to back up. Nice armor. Immediately throws out the Doom on the magical. Can he catch him, though? The dagger slow might be enough. Blizzy has the cool. But there's the Sun Ray to make sure they can never get through this Viper. Avalanche coming in, but Crystallized with the Rage. Goes pretty deep. The open wounds on the Madden, forcing him back. Now they're chasing through. Viper, he's almost dead here. He needs to be careful. The Spirit Siphon should tick him down. They don't even get the deny. Power and a kill on the Viper. Empire feeling pretty cozy after that engagement.
They had to go. They had to go and fight right now because that Radiance, that Relic is going to be turned into Radiance anytime now. And striking just before that happens is probably the best time for you as Empire. Yeah.
It looked like NaVi had a way of just walking out of that, but it looked like Crystallize just wanted to re-engage. I mean, he basically injected himself in the entirety of Empire's lineup. Found that Radiance. I guess it's quicker to farm heroes than farm creeps. It works out.
Yeah, and it's more fun usually, you know? Fighting is just being in the jungle.
I mean, you pick Lifestealer.
Yeah, this Lifestealer right now is the most boring heroes to play as a carry. You just farm for the first 20 minutes, you get that Radiance, and then you come out of the jungle like some beast. Remember the good old times with the armlet pickup?
Oh yeah, and then like this later. Usually those sort of items just basically want to punch people. You remember? I remember one of our first casts together with the big crit build, right? Because of the old feast, you just go from full HP to like 40% in one hit. Good times. Good times.
Good times. Good old times.
Good old life stealing. Now, just this boring tanky bugger. Oh,
on
cool.
the King R.
On the King R, the perfect target as well because they're worried about false promise. He has to use it himself, but Lizzie says, what ultimate? I've got one too, but mine's better. Trying to move in. The mischance coming out. Madden couldn't hit the strike straight away, and I don't know what that move was. That was incredibly greedy, and he's going to pay a price for it. They might find more. Yep,
Atos is there.
They had vision. The ping's going to come out. They now know that, but that's not going to change the outcome for Kodos. He is dead.
Yeah, I mean, Kodos just died after that Doom went in like that because he tried to assist him. But at the same time, the PA had no intentions of joining, and the rest of their team had no reason to join after Oracle is dead. So I'm not quite certain why they tried to go in with Doom, especially considering he had no Doom. Like, Doom just came out off cooldown 1 second ago. So going into that fight like that, yeah, a little bit of a misplay by Empire after having a good fight on top lane, killing off that Viper. They kind of messed up a little bit now. There is a BKB completed on TA, and after they're all up, perhaps they're gonna look to fight properly this time around.
Don't have a DD to do it. This is actually the big deal as well, because that DD appeared, because they could have went straight to Rush. They're going to do it now, but they will have to commit their exorcism regardless this time around.
Now, I think you don't go rush.
You have to get killed first, right?
You have to get kills 100% because rushing versus some of these heroes of Navi, Phoenix, and Dax, it can be very problematic.
They're wrapping around very subtly. Toss in on the Crystallize. They're going to go with the Doom, but the Rage comes out first of all. They drop the egg now as well. 5 strikes there. Trying to move across with the call. And the Blade Mail as well. They're going to use them up in the air, but the problem is awry. Can they move away? Stun connects on the 3 heroes. Going to move away from the Spirit Siphon and dive back towards it. Kodos chasing through Madden. He's already used his Doom. He's already blown his load. Serpent wants to go down. King R being chased away. Chew standing next to the Shackles are going to be there. Atos, cool. Jump in. Blizzy is big. The spin's coming out. Death Prophet taking too much damage. Blizzy getting low. The false promise save on the Death Prophet, though. Will keep him alive. And now Viper needs to retreat but can't. The toss is there from Tiny. It's a double kill for Seiyu. They are going to wipe the entirety of NaVi as Crystallized. He has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. That is the perfect entrance to the pit for Empire.
It looked like it looked so problematic as well when they started. The call was there, the egg was there, but they just did not have the damage necessary to burn through these heroes of Empire. That was, I honestly thought that that was Navi's fight to take. The way it started, at least, with the call, with the egg, but there was just no damage happening, no damage coming through from them.
I think the most crucial moment to highlight that entire fight was actually that Yules on the axe. I mean, the blade mail got wasted. If that doesn't happen there, PA dies instantly, and it's a completely different fight.
Yeah, it's one of those items that are so good versus axe. It's one of the biggest counters to the axe. It's basically just buying Yules. And here we go again.
Happens again. Silence as well. Sunray coming through. Can they keep axe alive? The blade mail won't change how they feel about Chu. What's he doing here? Seiyu just tosses him in. That wasn't a willing participant. There's the Viper Strike coming out to slow down Tiny, but they've already killed Seneko and Navi. They are just getting rolled over here. Tossed back by Seiyu, the man of the moment and the man of the match at this rate. Empire, where would they be without this Tiny? Well, I'll tell you where they are with him. Ahead.
They're ahead, and they're in this rush pit, finishing off that rush, taking easy ages. Oh man, this fight. That axe is so unfortunate. Blizzy, I was hyping him up, talking about how good he is, but this time around, twice in a row, he gets completely demolished by one single item, and that's this Yules from that Prophet. And it is one of the strongest items versus axe until he buys BKB, and you can see that he has that BKB queued up instantly. He wants none of that. He wants to get rid of that option that Empire has to just lift him up in the air as soon as possible.
But where you're going to be by the time you have it, it's going to be so far away, and he barely has any gold towards it.
That's true. Navi, they have to slow these games down somehow, create a little bit of space for themselves so that they can reach these few items that are necessary, these few levels, like level 12 on Phoenix, then getting that BKB on Axe, getting some levels on Shadow Shaman too would be really good for them.
He at least has his Ape Lens. Shaman halfway towards the Blink. And also, there is a Halberd in the works for Crystallize. Understandable with the PA in this game. For Empire, what is the next big pickup? The Desolator is almost complete for Dream. That could be huge.
Yeah, for Empire, they're basically set. They can go right now. Maybe they can wait for that Desolator of PA, but besides that, they don't really have to wait for a lot more than that.
It feels really odd to say, but it kind of seems like Navi's approach to fights have to be not initiating backs, but initiating with Shaman.
Usually when you're playing an Axe, what you want in a team is a secondary initiator not as valuable as you, right? So right now in this game, if they could find some way of initiating with that Rasta, or even with Atos of Viper, or just the Egg, that would be massive for them. Because, as you said, Axe likes to initiate, like, second, not instantly. Like, he wants to see them where they are. He wants to have info, and then, perhaps in this game, he wants to see that Yules being used first, before he initiates. Because so far, he had decent calls, but those calls just instantly get negated by Yules.
I wonder what the call is around this. Blizzy hanging around the bot lane. The rest of Empire smoked up, and they were staying close enough for the PA to assist, but now they're trying to move forward towards this tier 2 in the bot lane, which...
He's gonna creep skip. That's basically what he's doing here. I think he's gonna just go and creep skip. But he did miss that creep wave, however. Alright.
I guess he's got nowhere else on the map to be right now. Seneko wishes he was somewhere else, but he will get there. Dive out just in time before Save can hit the avalanche. He could have actually started with a toss, maybe. We'll see.
He missed one full creep wave. I don't know if this is right what he's doing.
Well, he's going to do it now, but they've already got a creep wave on the high ground. They've used the exorcism. There's going to be at least a tier 3 tower dropping.
And there's another creep wave coming that he missed. They're pinging it out right now, so...
Oh boy.
They missed... They basically missed one full creep wave.
This is going to cost you dearly as well. How do you fight into the side of Empire right now? They're going to find a YouTube. Oh, just in time. He's about to die, but still will. He at least gets the Serpent Wars down. But look at the health on the PA. Going to move away. Fam strikes there. And they're going to actually use the ultimate of the Oracle to ensure that he survives. They don't want to pop the eggs just yet. He's going to go in right now. BKB activated. Doom's out. The egg does get dropped. Dream trying to move across, but the taunt's going to come out. Blade Mail as well. Return a lot of damage on the PA. He needs to actually Phantom Strike away, but stunned up by the egg. Nice movement in. Save disrupting everything with the avalanche. And now they're looking to turn around. Buyback comes out from Max. but can they do enough? Senego, he will go down. Kodos, BKB activated, chasing in. Chu, they're harassing him out. The Hex is going to be there. PA, they might finally get through this Aegis, but it is harder. There it is. The Fate's Edict could not protect forever, and funnily enough, is his fate sealed? It looks like it might be for Chu. Triple kill already for this Tiny and PA. Can he hang around? Needs to get out of the break here. There's going to be a call there with the Blade Mail. Is he doing enough crits? No, he can't. Because of that break, it's working against him right now. But the Atos chasing him across. Kodos, he's blown everything into this fight. He has nothing left to protect his PA with. They need to get him out. An ultra kill for Seiyu in the meantime. He's been ignoring the main cause and just chasing everything around the sides. King R will fall. Jason Ford, crystallized, looking on a dream right now, has the Phantom Strike to escape. The pings are coming out. Kodos says, to me, come to me, my child, jump away. The Atos is available. They can help Dream. Might better get him, but guess who's nearby? Seiyu's nearby now. Instead, they're looking onto the kill and the death prop. They force out the shrine usage. Avalanche there as well. Seiyu, he's living live on the edge, but is he living it a little bit too close? He will go down. In the meantime, though, they turn around. They kill off Magical. Crystallize is left alone. And Empire, they have the numbers to win this fight.
Man, they get a full team wipe after killing 3 of them twice. So Rasta, Phoenix, and Axe, all 3 of them, they use their pipe axe and they die again. Seiyu with his Tiny, he was styling all over them from behind, just jumping one after another and picking them off. That was such a pleasure to watch how he ignored the big beasts, the Nikes and Viper in front, and he just jumped the targets that he knew that he can take down. And oof, like, that's 15k ahead right now, 13 minutes in, and after that team fight, that long team fight, what can they do any longer? The BKBs are up again. Do you really want to fight this?
I don't know if you do. Too. Yeah, Exorcism as well. They're going to chase right in. They say, all right, if you want this, we'll give it to you. Blade Mail is out, but that won't stop them. They jump in, finish off. That egg is so defensive as well. They can just back away right now. And now there's going to be Shackles on the side. Doom seen, but the False Promise comes out. Sans looking to turn around Lifestealer. The back up, Atos is going to be there. PA's the target, but the BKB activate, chasing right in here. They have to cancel Sunray back away. And look at this, Kodos going even deeper. The big crits. Crystallize is going to get pretty low, but the Rage will protect him. Backs away before he can be slowed up and killed off. Magical, trying to do enough. There's a Hex coming out in Shackles as well. PA, Fate's Edict will protect. Madden interrupts the stun, throws out the Doom on the Lifestealer, and they want to go back in. The toss forward, he says, get me back in there, Dream. Goes in, gets the kill on the Lifestealer, and the GG comes out. And I don't think I've ever said this before, but my oh my, wasn't the Phantom Assassin an effective tank in this game?
Not only was she an effective tank, like the way they played around this Phantom Assassin and the way they played around their team fights, like they would stretch Navi apart, left, right, and center. They would force Navi to just not understand which target they have to go for, and because of that, they could never settle for one, and they could never take down one single target properly. Those 2 engagements in which Blizzy got fueled up, which went badly for Navi, those 2 engagements basically made the game for Empire. So that use from that Prophet, not even his plays in the laning stage or anything like that. None of that is MVP. Just buying that use and using it properly as the MVP right there.
Well, this may be, I wonder if that came up in your discussion with your friends in Sweden about why Axe doesn't get picked. It seems like a valid point here. Yule's pick is on the rise, causing Axe to be on the low, and as a result, Empire taking an early lead in this best-of-3 game 1 going their way, but we've got at least one more game ahead of us, so we'll go to a short break before we head into what might end up being the final game of the CIS qualifiers for this major. You don't want to miss it.